All right, I think I've waited long enough. I don't want to wait anymore. Let's get started. So here we go. So as you can see today, we have a little bit of a overlay here from Call of Dragons, which is a game that offers me a sponsorship deal. Basically, if I stream about the game a little bit, then basically they will be able to pay me money. If people will actually play the game, get to at least City Hall level 5, join an alliance, those kind of things. Uh, if you go to City Hall level 11, which is not that hard to do, I think, then basically it's going to be even more. It's not that hard to do. I think I've been playing it for basically an hour. I was City Hall level 6, so that's why you see one. I'm the one who got to level 5. So far nobody else has either downloaded it or played it until City Hall level 5 or joined an alliance. So I'm here. I made it. I did it. You will get some reminders in the chat every now and then. So I didn't do that. It's standard setup, basically to be eligible for getting the sponsorship. It's just, I think, the easiest way to pay me any money if you want me to, because want me to receive any of your money, because you don't have to pay anything. They will pay me for you playing their game. So it doesn't cost you. It just earns the channel money. And I figured I'd be a thief of my own wallet if I didn't even try. So, hey, if nobody does it, nobody does it. That's it. Then I probably earn like $5 or something, and that's it. But it's more than nothing. So I'm happy with anything I can get. But it's really pretty low. How would you say that? Low maintenance game. It's pretty easy to play. It's something you can play very low key. You don't have to really put a lot of time into it. After a while, you have to start building your buildings, and it takes a little while. Unless you do the speed up, which it's pretty normal in those kind of games, right? If you do the speed up, you can do it pretty fast. So I did it pretty fast. I was done within an hour. I was City Hall level 5. So, and I kind of like it, and it's cute. It's a simple game, um, and what I would say is basically they had me at dragons. I mean, I love dragons. So you put dragons in your game, or in the title, in this case, Call of Dragons, you already win me over for at least halfway. So, and yeah, if they offer money for having people play their game, who am I to say no? It would be kind of stupid, right? Usually only two types of plans work: crazy plans and simple plans. The rest fail usually. True. And welcome in, Diederik, by the way. Sorry, I didn't say anything yet. I was doing my little talk, a little bit of a promotion of the game. Let's be honest. I don't know if it's a great game yet. I have not played it that much. I've just played it for a little while. I find it to be pretty normal, pretty nice. A bit of Clash of Clans, those kind of games. If you've ever played those games, then you know what you're gonna get. It's basically exploring land, do some quests, get some heroes. Those heroes have to be leveled up, build up your buildings, everything like that. Stronger so you're safe when somebody tries to attack you. Whatever. Yeah, you saw the sales pitch. Anyway, you're the first one who's there, and you saw me actually say something. And I think AZ is also here. He's in here. Sometimes he just lurks, but I think he's here. Anyway, thank you guys for joining me. As always, you guys are always right on the money, always there on time. I'm even a little early this time, so because I really want to get some stuff going, because I really hate that I cannot get my character controller to work. So hopefully today I will get it working. See, I knew you were there, AZ. You're usually one of those lurkers that just came in and just doesn't say anything until like 20 minutes, make me sweat if you're even there or not. And I figured this time I would just call you out. Hey, AZ, I hope you're having a great day. I hope all of you guys are having a great day. Um, I had a pretty okay day, but it started a bit too early for me because yeah, my kids are coughing crazy, so they started too early on the day, and was really sad because my daughter was coughing so heavily that she almost threw up. If you ever heard your kid cough like that, it hurts you to the core. So it really hurt me too. And then, of course, it was not nice to also have to wake up goddamn early. So, so basically, yeah, I can feel the effects of that. But let's see how far we can get today. I really hope I can get something going. I did make something new, by the way. I don't know if you saw that yet. I don't think so. So let me give a little look to this guy here. If anything wants to work. I made a little baker that could go inside the bakery. So hopefully that type it full rect. Let's put it to not binary, but point no filter. Then apply. Oh, we have trouble again with our connection. Oh, not that bad. The crazy thing is, and you will laugh your ass off when I tell you how I'm connected right now, because I have my Wi-Fi on, right? My Wi-Fi is not stable enough, but I have my phone on that uses the same Wi-Fi, and it seems to be more stable. So I put on the sharing my connection of my phone, and now my Wi-Fi seems to be more stable on my computer. My mind is blown. I don't understand that, but it seems to be the case. So it is what it is, I would say, but kind of weird, right? So what I wanted to try and do, at least before I start going and trying to fix this entire mess that was already there, I'm gonna try. Oh, this baker is a little big, right? I think we're gonna have to make this guy a little smaller, don't you think? Yeah, the phone is my hotspot right now, and it looks like it's more stable. Wow, this is the giant baker from hell. Did I not do Gaia? Left her at 100 pixels. Maybe that's the difference. I don't think so, though. Should be a little weird if that's the case. Let's see how that affects this guy. Well, he gets smaller, that's for sure. So let's get my baker a little smaller than that even. So let's go for 0.25 or something. 0.25, even though he's not in the Z direction. Ghostbuster Marshmallow Man. Yeah, I can imagine that kind of. It's too big, so that's understandable. So let me try and put him where I wanted him. I might have to make him smaller even still. Because what I want to do is make this guy walk back and forth inside the bakery. There were two, maybe? Yeah, that could work. So you can see him here in the bottom, right in the bottom corner here. He's there. So looks like my screen is up to date, but you have Call of Dragons on top of it. That's not very nice. So let me move. So he's there, and what he could be that you see him go like la 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 dum dum and come back, and you just basically will not see him anymore. Well, of course, here he would go out. That's not the idea, but to have him move back and forth inside the bakery, I think that could be kind of nice, and that at least adds some extra movement to the building. And that's what was my entire idea with this thing. And it could be that he's like about here, so he's on the floor where the stairs ends. So basically, he goes like here, something like that. I don't know if you guys think that's nice, but I kind of do. So, and it's my game, so I will do it anyway. Um, but Yeah, usually NPC. I mean, probably NPC movements are tricky. Yeah, I know they're tricky, and I will have to do that very sparingly. So I probably will make him disappear. So instead of maybe turning, or I turn him around, could also be that he goes back and forth inside the building, but very slowly. He's not going to move fast, and he might have just subtle movements because you want to see him, but you don't want to see him so clearly that you think that is obviously that you want my attention to that, because I don't want anyone's attention to go to that. I just want it to be there. Autocorrect is the bane of everyone's existence, isn't it? Anyway, the thing that I'm still really worried about is why that character controller that I made the other time is not working, because it should. It totally should. There's absolutely no reason why this is not working. This has everything that I had on the other one, so I'm going to open this one again. I'm going to go left and right and see what is going on here. So, because we have the trail renderer, that's the only difference that I see, but the trail renderer should not be any problem. Might have something to do with my rigid body, so I can check that. There's always things that you can check, so let me have a look. So mine is dynamic, just as the other one. Discrete start awake, discrete start awake. Yeah, the class is binded correctly. That should not be an issue. But let me, for being completely sure, go to my scripts. It's not that hard anyway, so we have the player controller that is using the controller scripts. So for you guys, I would expect you have some time to play a game. Please click the link that will be in the chat, or if it's not in the chat yet, then I will maybe do it myself for just having it once. Let's see if that works. That should be a command. Don't see it working. Oop, not working. Anyway, then I will paste the link myself. I had it in the Discord server because it's just me trying to get some money for the stream, right? For the stream, for the game, for anything that we are doing. So this is the link that you guys should be using. Download that game, play it at least until level 5, join an alliance, and if you want to throw it off of your PC after that, feel free to do so. If you like it, play it at least maybe till reaching city level 11. If you can make that within 8 days, that would be awesome, because then it counts. If not, fine with me. Anyone who plays it is a little bonus. I mean, cannot ask for everyone to play this. But if you want to play it, if you don't mind playing it's a really relaxing game. It's not very hard. It's nice to play. I played it for a bit, and I wouldn't say that it's not fun to play at all. So please, if you can, doesn't have to be today, because otherwise you will probably be leaving my chat, and that would not be nice. But click on it and download that game. Play it until city level 5. Join an alliance. Maybe reach city level 11 if you can, and then you can forget about it if you want, or keep playing it because it's rather nice. So hey, Half Moon, I'm doing okay. I'm feeling a little bit Bob Rossi today because my Gandalf work is not so working today, or at least my programming skills seem to be a little off because I haven't been able to get my controller, my player controller working that I made for this one, where it works instantly, but it still doesn't work here, and I still am baffled why that is the case, because I don't see any difference. I get to my places that I should get. I've been debugging it. I get to the correct hit points. It's beyond me. Half Moon, what's the for? Was I not understandable? Did I sound like a chipmunk maybe or something? No, not that. Okay. I'm doing pretty okay. Just had a rough night, but I'll be fine. Well, as you can see, by the way, there's yeah, yeah. What is causing that bug? If I knew that, I would be very, very happy. Well, I've already decided, though, in the worst case, since this is not so far yet, I can reborrow some of the things that I made for here and just basically put it in here because, as you can see, I can start playing this one. This works perfectly fine. And it even has the coyote time that you can be a little bit over the edge and it still works. That works like a champion. So why it doesn't work in the other one, it is really something that baffles me and that I can think of, and that makes, if that's the case, it is even worse than I would think that it would be that the input, the Unity input, the new Unity input, as they call it, new. I don't think it's that new anymore. I think it's been there for 3 years, but the new Unity input is for whatever reason not accepting that you change it afterwards. Because I changed the way I use it, and since then I cannot use anything. Makes no sense to me. And the only thing that I could try still is maybe I'm stuck somehow in in this block. I don't know. I could try and put myself a little higher and see what happens. That's one of the few things that I haven't tried. So let's see. Because then you just drop down and see. Well, don't even fall down. You see what? This is the weirdest shit ever. I just keep standing in the air. So I probably should look at a rigid body and not at the rest because I don't understand what it would do. Angular drag 0.5, 0.05. Maybe that's the case. I don't know. It's trying to do something, but I'm stuck on something and I don't understand what. Cannot select it either. So weird. Cannot move it. It's stuck. It's like completely stuck. It's like everything that works on the other one just doesn't work on this one. Okay, so the rigid body doesn't seem to be the problem. Yeah, but that's still, what it doesn't explain to me is we have Gaia, right? And Gaia has gravity to her. So she has a mass and a gravity scale of 1. That means that no matter what, this thing should just fall down. Unless there's something that it's colliding with constantly. But I checked, I think, if there's anything collided with it, and I don't think it does. Because the collision data detector checks for anything that has a certain material on it. Which one? Friction or collision. So it has something to do with the materials. Could that actually be it? But then what is it colliding with that it doesn't understand? But it also doesn't give an error. If it would give an error, then I would understand that it's not showing its collision. 'Cause you see, you saw that it drops for a bit and then it goes back up. No, the same class is not reused. They should have a little bit of a cleanup here. Maybe take out animation state machine and stuff like that. For now, you can always get it back. Don't worry about it. Because the way to get that back for me is basically just getting to my GitHub and just downloading it again. It's never gone. So we have that. We have those. These we actually need. I might get rid of the dialogue for now. I don't need it per se. Got some dialogue here. Got dialogue manager in here. Let's take it out. Let's go for the easiest of everything. I just want to have the least things in there that I could possibly have. Bye bye dialogue. Don't worry much about the triggering of the drawbridge anymore because we don't use that anymore. I think that was to show you guys that that would basically have a clean template of code. Since we're not using any enemies, I will also throw out the enemies. Spoken lines can go out. And then basically we should be to about as clean as we can be. Parallaxing, it doesn't really matter. That doesn't do much. So without using it on anything, it will not affect. These don't have any script. So let's see if it still runs in the first place, but it doesn't break anything because that would be, of course, not so nice. Well, didn't break anything more than it already had, right? Still doing the same shit. Doesn't work, doesn't move. And it must be somehow colliding on something and not knowing what to do. I'm kind of figuring right now. Load the solution. Kind of figuring that this is to do with the shared material. If that has a material, we give it friction. So, but it can collide with anything, right? How did I set that here? Collision. I would expect kind of that it's set somewhere. I don't remember what I did. That's the stupidest part always. You always have to figure out what you did, but I never know what it should collide with. But I think it should only collide with platforms that are using a material static or the frictionless or the other one. Which one is it? Sticky. So I'm kind of wondering. Let me check something here. If it will still work or if it will create a problem. Yay, 2D object, sprites, I don't know, where I'll make this test object. not give that the correct materials that he has. So I will put a rigid body on it. Uh, like this, it would be static, static. But I will not give it a material 2D. Uh, the same kind of thing. And then what I will do is I will make this object bigger. Should see my screen, that's a little easier. Make it bigger. Let's behind you, behind the player, basically. Player is one. There we go. Now we're behind everything. And let's put him a different color because this is a little bit unclear, but like a grayish or something. So it can be behind everything, right? So I would expect now maybe that this is colliding and it doesn't know what to do with it. So let me see if that's the case. Yes, it doesn't know what to do with that, but I can still move. But it's pushing me up. So even then, it is weird because I would now expect that in my other thing I should also be pushed up. Because this already was weird. I was finding this extremely strange that I'm going up, but it pushes me immediately out of the way. And it doesn't care that I don't have a material on it. So that throws my entire theory overboard. So maybe I should set up in code something like it should only interact with layers that are of type platform or something. Yeah, there is a reaction, but I've been trying to figure out where the reaction is. So could do just close these things. Player input's not important. Controller, let's see. I need to have a script that I can use that on because this is not really the greatest one. Yeah, console.log, that's what I did before already, but it's kind of places that I would expect it to. So the player controller, I was also checking this, for example, does it get anywhere here? But it doesn't seem to do anything with that. Do maybe the collision detector. See if there's anything there and evaluate collision. What the on ground here is. Work there. Good. Oh, wait. Debug.log. I'm getting so confused that I. Right. So let's see if it even gets there. Got the correct idea, but console.log is just for a Windows application and not for Unity. Says that it's on ground. But then why doesn't it move? That's because it's colliding on all sides. I guess everything is colliding now. Um, normal, contact normal again. Collision, get contact. Forgot. Must be doing too much web dev stuff. Yeah, well, sometimes it can be confusing. I've been lately doing a little bit more development for Windows and Azure as well, and then suddenly you get completely confused with what you're supposed to be doing. So, collision. I think I'm going to have to do something that checks if it is a certain type. So I'm going to start this right now. What I'm going to do first is for those walls that we have, I just open the prefab in this case. This one is already in layer platform, and is the other one also layer platform? Yes, layer platform. Layer platform. We should check something here. And I totally forgot how to do that. That's always the case. You forget those things. But it would be nice if I could figure out for the if which layer that is. Okay. If collision dots, what was it again? Collider dots layer. Okay, I'm gonna have to Google that. I don't remember. I'm not in shape today at programming, I think. Um, Unity layer type of layer. Layer-based collision detection. Sounds easy enough. That's also a way. So I don't have to do that even with an if statement. That would be even better. If I can get that working, it's great. So go to Unity, go to the project settings, to the physics 2D, and then everything here is colliding with everything. That's not exactly needed. And the player should be colliding with the platforms or with the ground. That's also fine. But the player should not be colliding with player. That's a little stupid. Platform should not be colliding with platforms. That makes no sense. I would have taken the lazy route and commented out chunks of code until I see something happening. Well, that's not so much the lazy route, but not always the one that I need. So nothing's colliding with this one. I always have to check this. So nothing here. Ignore raycast should also never collide. Houses can collide, not with the ignore raycast, please, not with the UI. Or the UI also shouldn't collide with anything. Don't have to. Or should collide with anything basically. Eh, Not with the UI though. Let's see if that makes any difference at all. So the player now should collide only with platforms and houses. And then I still don't know if houses is correct, because houses should probably be behind it. So let's see what happens. Okay, now I'm there. So let's see what happens if we do this. On ground, or not. Kind of weird. Okay, so I'm still colliding with something. Well, I think my wife needs something from me, so you guys are gonna have to close your eyes for a second. There we go. She kind of forgot that I'm streaming, I'm sure. Anyway, got that done. Sorry for that. Sorry for the interruption. Also has to be done sometimes. Um, I'm gonna have to figure out with some code how to check what it's colliding with, because I check if it's colliding with a layer of a type. Layer masks. Bitwise operator can be able to find collision with a layer mask. Aye, aye, aye. Why am I so stupid sometimes? Something with collision game object layer or something. Can't find a good example at the moment, but game object dot layer dot description. Because I think layer is a number. Okay, then we do it differently. So we're gonna first check which one it's colliding with. Debug dot log collision dot game objects dot layer. Okay. We are there. See what happens. How am I not colliding with anything right now? That's impossible. It's seriously impossible that I'm not colliding with any layer. I was just colliding with something, right? Okay, let's do it like this. Dot name maybe. I want to know if it's colliding with anything at all. I don't know if there's a real user in my chat, but somebody who is called I'm So Curious. Very nice. I like it. If you're here in the chat for real and you're listening in, great username. I like it. It's canal wall. How on earth is this colliding with the canal wall? With this one? Huh? How is that? How is it colliding with this? It is seriously insane. So what would that mean if I do like this? It go down? No, it's still colliding with canal 101, and I don't get it. Do you guys see more than I do? Is there like a wall there that I don't see? It's not, it's totally not there. Like it's not colliding with that. Or is the Gaia's collider somehow insane? No, it's just really tight around her. Hmm. Yeah, it keeps colliding with canal wall. Makes totally no sense. So should I just remove everything from the scene and put her on, I don't know. Code seems to be referencing another point, it seems, yeah. It seems to be, but the collision only happens when it's actually colliding with something. That is the point of a collision. And I'm apparently colliding all the time with Canal Wall 1. What do you say, guys? Should I just move over to the other project and put Gaia in there, put her stuff in here, and start working on this one? Because I don't see what I did wrong here. And this doesn't even have it set up like layers that should do it. Did I totally forget about something super important also here? Because this was wrong. This should also not happen. This should not go up. However, this is better. I should be able to move. I've been debugging this before, and that works in such a way that when I go, for example, to the move, it does receive my input. Pretty sure it did at least. So let me attach this. I'll try it again because that is what I did the other day. That's maybe to another one. No, I hope not. This automatically triggers. So it means first it disables your input actions, then it will enable them. So let's have a look. There we go. We disabled them. Yeah, this is stupid, but it works. So continue. and it takes a while, or at least it should take a while. Player input. So here we enable them. We make sure that we ID event jump started and jump canceled because we removed that before. And there we go. We have to do this one more time. F5, continue. And that should put us where we are. And then if I move, I mean, this code works. It does say that my direction is changing to the right. Direction.x is 1. But it is getting my controller input, retrieve, move input. Control.right line doesn't do anything. I was as confused as you were, Diederik, as you can tell, because it doesn't do anything here. So desired velocity is 440, and it just does not move. It keeps going. So it does receive my input. So the log, that's what I wanted to do. And I should have put here what I wanted to do also. And I should be able to get rid of the breakpoint because it doesn't have to use that. So I stop this. We'll have to recompile. See already direction x is 0 at the moment. But look, 1, 0, 1, -1. It does receive input. So for whatever freaking reason, it just doesn't want to move. So the only thing that I can think of is that that has to do with a collision that I'm not understanding. So it's colliding with my wall. My wall is a platform. I should be able to move with the platform. I'm sorry, I don't know what my wife is going on about at the moment, but she's sending me stuff, so I have to check that. Okay. So I'm still not giving up on this because I'm pretty sure we're almost there. It's just colliding with stuff it shouldn't be colliding with. Mhm. So the code is doing fine. I think there's nothing wrong with this code. From what I can tell, that is absolutely perfectly fine. It knows that I'm pressing right, it knows I'm pressing left. That is fine. So the only thing that I will want to do now, just to make sure that everything is indeed working as I intend to, is that I also will want to know what my velocity y is if I'm jumping. So where do I set it? Right here, right? So debug.log velocity body.velocity.y because I want to know where we're going to. And I don't have to put this in any debug mode at the moment. I want to see it. to see if it also picks up that input. If that picks up the input is fine. So it doesn't. So my jump event is not triggering. Why it's not triggering, I don't know yet, but let's focus for now on the move and then go. So we're getting our desired velocity. That is also fine. But with the collision data detector, it is friction setting it to 0. That should not be an issue. Evaluate collision if it's colliding with something. It doesn't do anything basically but check if it's on the floor. So that I would not expect to be an issue. So then the only thing that could be a problem is somewhere here for the move, but should it be that things are more like a trigger than... So collision detector for this one, you have a rigid body, you have a box collider. What if I say, no, if I say this is a trigger, then I will just fall through the ground, normally. But since we're having trouble with this thing, we might as well try, right? Colliding with the wall for sure. I know that it's colliding with it. But why is it colliding with it? Hmm. It should definitely not be colliding with the wall. Could be a way to visualize what is colliding with me, right? You to visualize colliding. Physics debug window reference. To open the physics debug window in Unity editor, go to Window Analysis Physics Debugger. Window Analysis Physics Debugger. Never used this one before. So then, physics property. The physics debug should display gizmo 4. Center. Colliders. Show box colliders. Where is that? Filtering. Show, rigid body show. Still don't see anything. So how am I supposed to see that stuff? Okay. Something with rendering. Static colliders triggers rigid bodies, kinematic bodies, sleeping bodies. Whoa! My sound is a bit loud. I got scared. Hello, Cody. Code Red Games. Thank you so much. It is very nice that you came to join this channel today and raid me today. Thank you so much for that. It's very appreciated. And if you can see in the left top corner of my stream at the moment, I'm doing a sponsorship deal at the moment that basically could get my channel a little bit more money. It doesn't require you guys to pay anything. It's basically download that game, play it until you have a city of level 5, join an alliance, and reach a city level of 11. Basically, that's even the best, of course. And then, if you do that, you basically are helping me very much. For that, you have this little link that you could use. If you would want to do that, if you want to play it until a little bit, it basically cost nothing, just time. I took about 1 hour, and then I got to city level 5. So it's not that much. You can do it in a little bit of spare time, and it's pretty fun to play actually. So you would really tremendously help the channel. I'm struggling a little bit with finances, so I really hope that somebody will want to do it. So yeah, anyone who wants to do that, thank you so much. If you don't want to do it, I perfectly understand. I'm not trying to push this down your throat. So if you don't want to play any other game, don't do it. But it's a little bit like Clash of Clans, those kind of games. If you like it, please have fun with it. And yeah, as you can see in the top corner, I'm the only one so far who reached city level 5 and joined an alliance. I haven't reached level 11 yet. It's not that hard. I don't think I will take more than 3 days or something for that. But it just takes time. Basically, you have to build your city hall. Takes hours after a while. So as with many of those games, it's just a time-consuming thing to get there. And then after a while, you probably will get attacked by a lot of more active players. And that's most of the time that I say, bye-bye game. But anyone who wants to do it, thank you so much. If you don't want to do it, again, I will not worry about it at all. It's just going to be helpful if you do. So let me continue where I was because I'm trying to figure out what on earth I'm colliding with, because it does say if I at this moment turn some debug message, I'm colliding with my walls, the ones that I'm right above, hovering above. But for whatever reason, my input doesn't work. It does detect that I want to go right or left. It does detect it. It just doesn't move anymore. Don't see it. To show you what I base this on, I will now turn this one off because this is wrong and I don't want it. But I base this on one that I made before live on stream, basically a character controller that does stuff like simple thing with a coyote timer, double jump. It's well, triple jump if you want. You can set it up, and this works perfectly fine. I set up the controller in the same kind of way. So I have a player controller that's based off of an input controller. You can have also an AI controller if you want that does basically the same but can react different. And what I wanted to do is to make sure that, and you can see that better in the code, that I have capabilities. So your player will get the capability of moving, or it will get the capability of jumping, or it can get the capability of dashing, or double jumping, or all that kind of stuff. Well, jumping is all in the jump. I managed to put all that in there. And what you can also put in jump is like a wall jump and a wall slide, basically, because it's part of my jumping routine. So I'm thinking to expand on that. But first of all, I have to get it working in my other project, and it doesn't want to work. And it bugs me. It bugs me to a point that I don't even want to talk about it anymore. But I have to. I have to figure this out. So what I could see when I was using a debug message that I just turned off again is that in my detection here, if I check what I'm colliding with, it's still on, by the way. I thought it was off, but it's still on. So if you see me turn this on, I am colliding with wall 1, canal wall 01. Hi, HD Cage. Yes, it's a 2D platformer. Let me Let me go back in time for a second. Sorry, usually I start with that instead of doing some promotional shit. But I'm usually talking first about what my game is if you're new to this chat, and you are. So thank you for that, and thank you for the follow, by the way. I'm building a game called Gaia, and this game, Gaia, is about my daughter. And as you can see here, a little better than there, this is Gaia. This is my daughter. She's a 5-year-old girl at the moment, and she's gonna be first going through the Netherlands because we live here in the Netherlands, and because my little village is too small, figured Amsterdam would be something nicer to use for the first level. So I have been making some art that is typical for the Netherlands, like the bakery here. This is a typical bakery that you could find in the Netherlands. I've been building, and for that I need to scroll a little bit to the side. It's not done yet, but I have been building a double drawbridge, and I have to make that better. Still, it's not perfect. It's definitely just a work in progress. And this drawbridge will open. It's going to be a central part of the first level mechanic, because through that the player will learn how to jump. Then later on, well, you also have a nice little cheese store that is not done yet. It just placeholder art. I'm still working on a lot of things. The same goes for something that I can show you and put in. Where is it? My nature portal here. If I put that in, it's too big right now, but let me scale that for you guys. 0.5 or something like that. It's probably going to be more or less the size. Maybe even less. I don't know yet. Gonna have to figure that out. That's still something that's debatable. This is gonna get erected from the ground, basically with twigs and leaves and everything around it that is coming because the goddess Gaia herself is pulling up that portal because she needs help fighting the gods. The gods in Greek mythology, because that is the rest. We're going to go to Greek mythology from the first level. The gods in Greek mythology are not allowed to fight each other, and definitely not Gaia, because she's the mother of the gods. So she's not allowed to fight them. The gods you need to see basically as a representation of our leaders in the world right now. So they're making a mess of the world, basically. Yeah, that's what you should think of. And in this game, we're going to fight different gods. All the levels will be centered around that god. So, for example, if we will be fighting in the end of the level Dionysus, which is the god of wine and laughter and parties, then you will see in that level everything centered around wine, centered around stuff like that, right? So they adapt to who is the god. So scenery will change. It's more like a linear platformer. Because I have an extra challenge for making this game, I'm gonna make this game playable by everyone. So no matter if you're blind, physically disabled, deaf, it doesn't matter. You should be able to play this game in the end. So I gave myself a huge challenge here, and I'm sure I'm gonna make it because I'm like Pippi Longstockings, right? I've never done it before, so I'm sure I can do it. But yeah, basically, this game is going to be pretty linear. It's going to be more story based than precision platformer that you see a lot of them. Because I like precision platformers like anyone else, but there's a lot of precision platformers, and what I didn't want to do is be one of the mass. I want to make a game that's pretty unique. I will have a storytelling centered around my little girl. I mean, I don't know many games that are about their own kid. And because the name of my daughter came directly from Greek mythology, it was the first thing I thought of when I heard that my wife was pregnant. And I've always loved Greek mythology. I figured this is the perfect subject for making a game. So I started to think, what can I do with this? How can I go about that? And so I wanted to make it set basically in Greek mythology, but really with a lot of reference to our current situation in the world. So the world is getting polluted, right? So it's everywhere. But also the world in the Greek mythology is getting polluted. So the world of, for example, Dionysus, it's a very nice example that you could imagine. Even those wine things or the grapes that you see hanging are a little bit different. They're not quite. complete like they should be. Even the underworld would look different. It's not. It's polluted. There's something wrong about it. So it's a little off. And as soon as you would beat the god, you would see that the entire part of the world cleans up again. If she does that with all the gods that she's going to fight in the game, she ends up being called to Gaia herself, who will be present throughout the entire game, of course, and she will send her back to us, to me and my wife and my little boy. And so she will be probably aged a little bit in some way. I'm not sure how I'm going to represent that yet, but she will have matured in a way. She will have learned about the world, how to protect it, and basically become even a better girl than she already is. She's an amazing girl, by the way. I had a 10-minute conversation at her school today, and the teacher already was saying that she's incredibly smart, and they have trouble challenging her. So that says enough about the ability that that little girl has. So I think it's a perfect reason to center a game around her. And I will definitely make sure that it works the way I want it to in the end, no matter how many troubles I will face, because this is troubling me. I made this character platformer controller that I did in the stream live. I made this perfectly fine and it worked immediately like a charm the way I intended it to. And then I put it in my game and I'm not moving an inch, not even a millimeter. Nothing is moving anymore and it's bugging me. I'm colliding with something and I'm not sure why. So if you would see this, then you would see that where is it? And you see the upward velocity actually is getting logged. I thought it wasn't, but it is. So we also see that I'm not just it doesn't just register that I want to move, but it also registers that I'm going up or down. So it does register. I thought it didn't. And it also knows that it's on the ground. So I checked that also before. But for whatever reason, my colliding is completely going mental here, and it's just not working. So I'm kind of in a mood where I want to just turn everything off, just make some squares and see if it will move on that. Because I don't see what else it could collide on. So I can turn off all the backgrounds. Let's basically do that. So we have no backgrounds anymore, so it shouldn't be colliding on any of that, right? We have no ground. What the heck is there? The circle. What is that circle? Oh, that's the sound. Okay. That's the sound. That's the drawbridge sound. Okay. That's the area where you hear it. It's big, by the way. Anyway, that's for the positional audio, anyway, to make sure that we can also help people who are blind to know where there's a point of interest, because this drawbridge is supposed to open, and when it's opening, then you will hear it, because you will hear the pulling of the chains of the drawbridge, basically. So I'm talking to a blind game journalist about this stuff because I want him to let me know what is the problems that they're facing when they're trying to play the game. That music is so loud. I should do something about that. Thank you for the follow, Loshit83. It's really appreciated. The channel can use anyone who's wanting to follow. Yeah, thank you, and I appreciate it very much. I'm still feeling like an entirely small streamer, so everything that I can get, anyone who can join and follow and subscribe, and it's really appreciated. You really want to make this game playable by everyone, and it's a huge task, and I do everything alone so far. And what I'm really hoping for, and that's also why I'm promoting this Call of Dragons thing that you see in the left top corner. It is okay. Oh, you guys also hear it. I'm sorry about that. I can maybe see if I can turn down the desktop audio a bit for you guys, so then you don't hear so much from what happens here. Um, but yeah, I need to hire either pixel artist because I'm not the greatest pixel artist in the world. I mean, it looks nice, but you don't want to know how many streams it took me to make. And if I'm gonna want to finish this project, I better have somebody help me because otherwise it's gonna take years. And then of course I need to hire voice artists because those are very important as well. Um, in this case, I'm gonna have to have everything voiced. So everything that Gaia will say in the game, and she will want to talk a lot because she's a talkative girl. You will have to hear it. You should see it. You would be able to read it, but you also should be able to. Where is Wally? I can tell you where it is. Kennel Wall 01. There it is. It's Kennel Wall 01 that it's colliding with, nothing else. So, yeah, I'm going to need voice actors. And there's some people who might want to do it for free, but to voice an entire game for free, nobody will want to do that. So I'm looking for a subsidy. I'm trying to get that. But until I get that, I'm still kind of, yeah, not able to get that stuff going. But yeah, I'm trying to get any kind of funding. Like even €10, it will be used. €5, it will be used. Anything that I get, it's going to be put into the game to be hiring artists, to be hiring voice actors, to be maybe in the end, if I can, get myself a drawing tablet so I can do it without this clunky mouse thing that I have right here. It's very nice. It's very good for my arm, but it's not very good for drawing pixel art, as you can imagine, maybe. So, yeah, what I'm kind of wondering, and that's why I want to put all this off, is what will happen if I turn all these layers off. So, turn it off there, right there. So, I don't have a ground anymore. Let's put myself a simple new layer. Put it here because otherwise I'll no. Horrible, but to the object I will put a sprite, square. And I'm going to put that underneath Gaia. A little lower, please. Control. A little more down. Go, go. There. On the water. Jeez. See, that's also nice with a mouse. It never goes the way you want it to. So lower, please. And much more stretched. There's no way I could have too much collider with this, right? This is the simplest collider I have. So why do we hear the drawbridge? Because judging from the distance, the sound should be not triggered yet. Yeah, it should probably not have. Well, I don't know anything about voice. It would be really fun to try it out. Well, maybe if you're pretty good at English, then that might actually. And there's for sure some people who could probably do some of the stuff for me, and it would be very helpful for the beginning. But in the end, I'm going to have to hire them anyway. Kind of, if I could do it with just one voice, I would do it all myself. But I'm not able to sound like a 5-year-old girl. I don't know how your 5-year-old girl impersonation is, Diederik, but I don't think it's gonna sound anything like my little girl. So let's see what happens now if I'm still colliding with anything. Should drop. Okay. My physics are not working. I'm not falling. And why am I not falling? I'm falling here, doing exactly the same thing, and I'm falling. What is different about my player? Oh no, I suck. I have it. Okay. That is funny. So, Gaia, what is wrong with you? Why are you not falling? I'm guessing I'm gonna have to check again what she's colliding with. So I'm gonna have this on and the other one off because I had the move. I have this one on. And with my jump, I think my jump script is constantly triggering, by the way. I think for whatever reason, because it's colliding with something, it keeps go jitter. Can do a few other characters, maybe. Yeah, maybe. I've had a few people offer me to do some voice acting, so that is insanely not, and I'm super happy that people are willing to do it. Pretty, very nice. See, it's my upward. Look at that upward velocity. What the heck is going on here? Does anyone understand this yet? The upward velocity of Gaia is going haywire. Kind of wondering if I can see anywhere what she's colliding with. Maybe on the top? No. Okay. This is stupid. I don't understand this at all. My upward velocity should only be working if I'm doing a jump. Okay, so let's go for the easiest of the easiest. Bye bye jump. She cannot jump anymore. Now I should never get an upward velocity, right? And I don't. But for whatever reason, I also square. I'm colliding with my square. Oh, I don't have any other colliders. I only have a capsule collider, and the capsule collider is tiny. Does the body collide with the head? Well, this is basically the collider. This is Gaia, but she's apparently colliding with the square down here. And the square is just here. How is this happening? Oh, I don't understand how it's a collision, because collision should be when it's actually on the ground. The only thing that I could see is this, but the contact normal is absolutely not the reason. Let me get some code from another project for a second. Sorry for the color, this is bright white. I will move it to the other screen. So you don't have to see that stuff. Sorry about that. I'm curious because I will. Shouldn't be so hard, but for whatever reason it is. Over a script that has some debugging that you can see where the lines are the checks for the ground, but I can draw a ray, but I don't want to have to write the code again if I don't have to. Sure, you can imagine that. code editor, just so it's not in the way. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's what was there. Draw gizmos, yes. Well, it's not going to be the same, so I'm going to have to throw some code out, but basically something like that. So I should put that on the controller, I guess. No, because that's not based on the same thing. Collision data detector, then maybe. So, okay, let me first. I don't need much. I just want to. I don't need to draw left foot and right foot. I don't care. Let's see if that does anything at all. There's a gizmo there, so it does have my gizmo, but no sense that I'm colliding here with anything. The only thing that I could think of is that number 0.9, which makes no sense to me at all. Because I don't even think it's that much. And it doesn't do anything, so that's not the one. It's colliding with the square, even. It's colliding with my square. Can it be colliding with my square? You saw it, right? Everybody here, you saw it, right? I have a very tiny collider here that only goes here. It's not like bigger than that. Then I have for my square a collider that is only this part. So how on earth am I colliding with that? One thing I haven't checked yet if it's moving now, but it should be moving. There's no reason why it's not. It's not moving. This is costing me too much time. It's already the second stream that I'm having issues with this. What if I just go for the other project? Just give me a second. I'm gonna rebuild here. Uh, Pick out my platforms here. Empty grounds. See if I can make this happen. Then I will import my canal walls. Can I just copy those? That would be absolutely much nicer. Prefab canal wall 1 and canal wall 2. Copy. Can I do that? Try. Nope. That would be too easy, right? First, of course, I need to have the art, so let's import some art. Panel one. Panel sheet. Okay, import. Single but multiple, full rect. Pixels per unit should be 64 in that case. Point, no filter, bright editor, apply, slice, grid by cell size, 64, 64. Here we go. Slice, slice them and dice them. There we go. Got myself two slice. And we should be able to put them here. Save, okay, whatever. Put in ground. Put it on the correct place. There we go. There we go. Let's put you up. There. That's nicer because then you're in a nice space. Okay. Doesn't connect properly. It's the pixels per unit, I guess. There you go. Anyway, there you go. That should go in here, by the way. Ground. In the other project, what am I missing for those things? I have a sprite render, yes, a box collider, a rigid body, and that's it. Okay. Can do both at the same time. There we go. There we go. That's done. Edit, of course, the collider because that one doesn't standard go as I want it to. This is where you want to collide. Even a little lower. And for this one, okay. And it works. So let's see if I can now create a prefab out of those stuff. Frictionless. D, let's go. Just to see if she will actually drop onto the platforms. Oh, yeah, she will fall onto the platforms, but the platforms should be static. Oh, that was funny. that. Um, Otherwise, it will indeed drop to the ground. We don't want that. Okay, problem solved. We can move. That's everything that I want. So, yep, COD timer, everything. You know, not nice, but I might have to do it like that. I just start over in this project to make sure that I can get everything working. It's just, I think something went wrong with the project after I changed the input controller to go with a different way. And then I changed the new Unity input system a little bit to tweak it to my needs. And from that moment on, I think clue why that is. But it seems that it's something that doesn't only happen to me. I saw other people have the same exact issue with the new Unity input controller. And yeah, I don't want to basically have the risk of continuing to do this for ages. So I have to fix this. So also see that there's a slight misconfiguration between these two. So this one is a little lower than the other one is. So one is at 0.5. So I'm just going to copy this over to this one. That means that I have to do that with all of these. Everything is correctly placed again. So without further ado, I'm going to start to put in some stuff again. So in my go to a folder, go back, level. Let's go like that. I'm going to redo it anyway. And that goes here. In, I say. So here we go with player. Here goes young Gaia. We will get animated, don't worry. I will do all of that. Guess I can do that, by the way, right now. Let's make a prefab out of Gaia first, though. My prefabs. There. Prefabs. Yeah. Per player. Here we go. Collapse that stuff. A little less cluttered. What I might want to do is remove that trail render. I don't think it adds anything right now. Was nice for debugging that in the beginning. I don't need it. Unless I want to use it maybe later to show that you're moving or moving fast, or I think I will have to do it differently anyway. For now, I just turn it off. Okay, so we're gonna have to animate her. Let's put an animator controller on her. That animations, new create folder. Gaia, create animated controller. Gaia, and layer 2. Gaia. There we go. This, okay, we have a few states. So I window animation with Gaia selected, creates Project animations, Gaia. Yeah. Idle. There we go. Hmm. She player and Gaia. Hmm. Yeah, you still do. You have your song you need to redo. I was wondering if you ever gonna do that. Because you totally should. That will scare away all the new people. Works perfectly fine. So we got that. So you have an idea of what song you want to redeem? Because maybe they also want to cash in on the sing-a-song too. Well, yeah, I might have to make that more expensive. Expensive. Tenacious D Wonder Boy. Well, I know some Tenacious D songs, but I don't know if I know Wonder Boy. Let me think which one that is. That one I do not know. Well, not at least by heart. I cannot just sing it like that. And really, guys, if I'm going to sing that, please, if you cannot take it, hold your ears. It's like next week, sing it maybe. I will try to study it for you. I will try to study it for you. But I have the Unite coming up this Wednesday. I'm going to be there Wednesday to Thursday, and then Friday I have my day off. So maybe Friday I can practice it a little bit for you. Uh, I'll do my best. I'll do my best. So Tenacious D Wonder Boy. Okay. Gonna have to turn that in the car like every time that I drive. So I can get the tune in my head and get it working. So everyone who doesn't like me singing, do not tune in next week or something. I don't know. You can remind me any day of the week. You know you're on my Discord server anyway, so go ahead and do that. And anyone who wants to join there, by the way, feel free to do so. I will just drop you guys an invite link in a moment. Just somebody is adding something to me. Ah, okay. Now I know what. So let me click the link here for the server. If you want to join a Discord server, if you don't, feel free not to. It's fine. But if you do, you're welcome, and you will be able to talk to me also outside of the streams because I only stream once a week. I basically don't have the time to do it more than that. I have a full-time job, two kids, and a wife that also wants some attention. I would not want to have it any other way. Um, Maybe if I one day can go full time, I can stream like a lot more. But for now, I cannot afford to. So hey, the kids need to eat, the wife needs to eat, so the full time job goes before anything else. But feel free to join. You're all welcome. I love to have more people in the server and to have more interaction. Feel free to post your suggestions, post your own art, post your own projects that you're working on. You're feel free to promote anything you want. We're a happy community, and once a week I also stream. Once a week, once a month I also stream other indie games. I just started doing that last week for the first time. It was pretty fun. We saw a beautiful game. Be positive about magnetism and finding your way in the puzzle through that. It's very interesting to see, and we wanted to play another game, but unfortunately, my connection wasn't stable enough to be also playing on Steam and streaming at the same time. It just kept blowing away. So, speaking about art, you did not see the vine next to the building. No, I didn't put that in the game yet. Just give me a second. I will load it in here then. But let me first put Gaia a little bit the ground. Makes more sense that way. And because we already know what we want. Is it still super loud for you guys that you hear the music for the following? Because the all-knowing brain just followed me. So with an all-knowing brain in my channel, what can go wrong? Now somebody will always be able to help me. Thank you for following me. I really appreciate it, and I hope you will enjoy yourself on this channel. It's always nice to have new souls. So thank you for the follow. Um, I always get phased when that music starts. It's so so loud for me. I just get totally blown away. Like wow. So yeah, somebody should one day clip that stuff. I guess when I get so startled when somebody subscribes or follows or raids me because it's loud and I get scared. Anyway, let me input some Amsterdam level building. So import a new asset. So I can go there from uh, not from here, but from game dev Gaia. There we go. And for the ones who just joined me or anything, I'm just trying to get my stuff in here. Why we don't have it in here yet? Maybe I have it like rate scared. Yeah, something like that. So yeah, this bakery improvement is fine. So let me put this to 64 also. I'm gonna have to probably resize that a lot because the other ones before in this way. So let me put this in and just see how big it is. Probably going to be huge. It failed to write a meta file. Wow, that's nice. Don't think I saw that before. This is also, by the way, a little bit weird. I don't know if you've ever seen that, but generates two things, and one is with a lot of white space above it, and the other one is not. Anyway, I think I want to have this one. So let me put this in here somewhere. Mhm. The building is quite big, so I'm gonna have to. So what I'm thinking is that I will have a little bit of sidewalk here also that you can see, not much, but just a little bit. So then the tree makes a little bit more sense. So this is not done for the ones who just came in. Like this pixel art is not done at this time. So the pixel art is pretty. I like it. The bakery at least. But what is not done yet is this. This is just something that I started adding. I want to have like sort of maybe like a grape or something like that. So it stems from a tree. You will see something in here, like some detailing, some flowers, some lighting that is still not there yet because I didn't have, I did add the vine and I think it looks pretty okay. So it climbs up the building. It will have yeah some little details that makes it just a little bit more dynamic, a little bit more interesting to see. And also I added create that. No, not like that. I always, sometimes I just basically forget what I was doing, but I made a little baker. I also could do the A-Sprite file. I guess I just do the A-Sprite file now. Before I was not sure if I should do it like that, but because before my laptop was not strong enough. A grape or a tamarillo would be a nice touch. Yeah, could be, could be. Okay, so let me see my baker. My baker now should go inside of the building. He's still too big, as you can see. So I'm going to have to size him a little bit. So let's go for 0.5. That doesn't matter really. I'll keep it at zero point 0.5 so it's a little bit more logical. And as you can see, my transparency pays off here because of this, I can have my baker around behind the windows. And that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to have a world where you can have the buildings have transparent places so that anyone can walk in those buildings. Like here, he can walk. All those windows are transparent, so you can just basically go through, and no matter what you want to do with it, he can have some extra interaction to the world. So he's an NPC, of course, working inside the bakery, and you will be able to see him go left, go right, or something like that. I can have a very basic animation for him. Like I could even do that with just replacing the baker and going a little bit up and down so it looks like he's walking. He doesn't really have to be walking, so I don't need to create a walking animation for him. Just bounce a little bit, and that should be enough to create the illusion that he's walking through the bakery. And then maybe I can flip him around on the other side. So yeah, something like that. And yeah, for all-knowing brain, I have no clue if you actually are active here or just followed, which is very nice. Thank you. Uh, but for I don't know if you were here for a long time or you just tuned in. But anyway, I'm making this game Gaia, which is about my daughter, and it's going to be about the Netherlands and Greek mythology and the world leaders and the connection between those. Yeah, so there's a lot of stuff going around here, and it also will be playable by the blind, by the deaf, and by anyone who has any physical limitations. So I put myself into a huge challenge, but I think I can do it because hey, I've never done it before, so why not? And I'm gonna make it work. I don't know how, but I'm gonna make it work. And I see my wife is again texting me. I hope it's nothing important, but okay. I will not repeat in the. I think it looks awesome. Thank you, all knowing brain. Thank you very much. I really have a lot of thought into what I'm wanting to build here. I really wanted to represent the Netherlands for the first level. This is the level that I'm trying to build to basically set up a Kickstarter. Hey, Omni Digital, welcome, welcome. I hope you're enjoying yourself today. Yeah, so basically, what I just had to do because I don't know for whatever reason my player controller that I built in this separate thing uh, totally didn't work in my other project. I think it's because I messed up with a new Unity input system. I still don't understand why they call it new Unity input system because basically I think that's been around for 3 years, but it's a better way of using the input system for sure. But I think I made the mistake of tinkering with it after I already had it in the game. So it was working, and then I figured I'd do it again, and it didn't work anymore. Nothing worked. I was not moving an inch, and that is starting to annoy me. So I figured this works. I can put it in here, and it will work there as well. So far, it seems that it's true. So let me see if this actually is the case. So I'm not just talking out of my ass. Yeah, see, now I can move just the way I want it to. So this is working fine again. So I can have my setup uh, back to normal. And to show you a little bit, if you just tuned in, then you haven't seen, for example, my water that I had in here. Like, let me put this a little bit more to what it was. I'm going to turn back my background. I'm going to turn back my ground layer. And then you see a little bit more of what it was before I messed this thing up. So I'm going to be able to put this water back. The water reflection is just a shader that I made that I put in here. So I'm going to just put that back also in the other one. And Nice that you're finally able to catch my stream, OmniDigital. I'm very happy that you're here. Very happy that all of you are here, by the way. It feels very nice that there's a lot of people around today. I'm very happy about that. I was struggling so much with this not working, and it got really annoying to me. So, to show you a little bit of the artwork that I, a programmer, have been making, well, that bakery was basically the first thing that I actually completely made. And I rebuilt it. I reiterated through it because I wasn't happy with the windows. The windows were not good, and everything was rounded. But you should see the first iteration of this building. It was leaning forward, and you don't see that until you put it in the scene. So I was building it. I was building it. I was super happy with it. It looked very nice, and then I looked at it again and put it in Unity, and it's like up down, and I had to redo the entire damn thing. Well, not the entire thing, of course, but for example, the windows in the top here, the arches, you could see that it was you were looking at it from the top. The same goes for this. You could see that there was like a little bit of tilting going on. All these windows, you saw the top, there's a little bit of redness here. You saw that much more. So you saw that you were looking at it from the top, and you're looking at a 2D pixel art platformer that's sideways scrolling. It didn't fit. It just didn't fit. So it was a lot of tweaking, turning, changing, and since then I've been doing quite a lot of that. And I'm learning. I mean, these walls are definitely not perfect, and pixel artists would probably make this much better, but at least it doesn't look so clean as what I had in the beginning. Because what I had in the beginning was, I can show you that still as well. That's this, I think, brick wall. Where is it? Oh, the art is gone. Where are you, brick wall? I had that, but I don't remember where I put it. Well, doesn't matter. It's not very interesting anyway. It was just a very clean brick. And if you've ever seen the canals of Amsterdam, there's no clean brick in the entire canal. So that wasn't working for me. So I figured I'd redo this a little bit, and I did. And then it looks a bit more like dirty and something you'd expect from yeah, like a canal. And I made this little drawbridge. There's a very typical Amsterdam drawbridge in Amsterdam, and it looks a bit like this. I could show you a picture. Just give me a second. Uh, and that is something that I'm trying to recreate because it's going to be a very important part of the level, basically. Just to show you a little bit, and this is copyrighted, so I will just show you like here. There you go. That's the double drawbridge that's actually in Amsterdam. It's not perfect, but I think I got pretty close. And of course, this has to still, the chain has to be duplicated to the other side as well. I already draw it, but I took out some elements just to make sure that I can get it working the way it should be. But as you can see, it looks pretty close to the original bridge, right? Even got the little detailing at the top here. I got it here as well. And those little things that hold the chains, they're all there. So basically, I did quite a lot of detailing for that. And I've been working, it's not done yet, on a cheese store that will have actually, I don't know if you've ever seen that in Amsterdam, they will have a hook here. Those houses in Amsterdam usually have a lot of those because in the past and still, actually, that was the way for them to move their furniture. Because you don't want to know, but those houses in Amsterdam are super narrow, super narrow. And you try to put a sofa through the door, wouldn't work. The only way you could do it is through the windows. So they would use the hook, lift up your furniture, go through the window, and you have it inside. And that is the kind of details that I think are nice and important for the game to make it actually believable. And then I have a start of a portal that I'm working on, and the portal is going to be erected from the ground by the goddess Gaia herself, who needs the help of my daughter, Gaia, as well, to help fight the other gods, basically. So, with all that, I hope to create a little bit of an authentic feeling of Amsterdam. I'm trying to create a believable first scene. I already wrote a script for this. So, the script will be basically guiding the player through the first level, where they will learn the mechanics of the game. So they will learn how to jump in the game, double jump, all that kind of stuff, the good stuff, right? That everybody wants to know. And then you will go to the world of Greek mythology and not be able to look back for at least 10 levels. At least that's what I thought of. So I hope I will be able to make that 10 different levels, 10 different gods that you will face, and all those gods will have different looks to the world. If you go to the world of Dionysus, for example, you will have a world that's full of partying vines and grapes that you see all around the level, but not quite correct. So they're a little polluted. Something is wrong with the world. And you will only get to see the world as it should be after you beat the god. So then it will all clean up. And that's a link to our world leaders. And then combined all of that with the fact that blind people and disabled people, everybody should be able to play this game. I got some work to do and it will not be done very soon. But yeah, then that makes it even rougher for me that when I get here, it's the project didn't work anymore for whatever reason. So now I have to rebuild my levels. But it doesn't matter. I mean, I can do it. I at least have my character controller the way I want it here. So now I can start to build up my level. Try to adhere it to my script because I really wrote a script. I have a little background in movie writing, so I write some movie scripts for fun every now and then. So I can use that really nicely here. Basically to get some more immersion into the game, so you feel like this is a game that is personal. The game is meant to be personal. It's a storytelling game, platformer, but not precision type platformer. So it will be tough at sometimes. At least that's the intention. But it will not be super tough like Celeste, for example. You will not be unable to play some level unless you fail and get killed like 1 million times. You will be able to play this game until the end. At least that's the idea. I want to make sure that the people who play this have an experience. It's That's the intention. So yeah, and Half Moon is indeed quiet, but he may be lurking around, Diederik. There's nothing wrong with lurking. You're always allowed to lurk in this stream, and I hope that people sometimes find it nice just to get here, not do much, just sit there, listen, watch a little bit, and see what idiocracy I come up with. Because I can sometimes really, I'm just talking out of my ass sometimes, I think. But anyway, as long as people are happy, I'm happy because I'm making a game for people. I'm not making a game just for me. So I always have to check back in the game a little bit how it's going to look because I'm going to have to put my water reflection here in here, for example. That should be put back into this. Um, yeah, and there's some other stuff, of course, that I'm going to have to do. I'm going to make sure that my backgrounds are back. I'm going to have to put my parallaxing back in. But that is not so tough. That's stuff that I can do pretty easily. What was really bugging me was the character controller, and I'm suddenly stuck and I don't move. And it cost me almost the entire last stream and this stream together. And that really started to hurt me. I don't know about you guys, but you can get so stuck sometimes. And especially if you're doing this stuff alone, then it becomes a problem. Anyway, yeah, I'm going to continue just for a little bit again. Yeah, so for people who just tune in, I don't know if you saw my little guy, the baker here that I put here just now. He's just basically going to be moving around in the bakery and turning around. Of course, he cannot go out because you will see that, but he's just going to be behind here. And to make sure that I have everything correct for my building, I should also import my bakery background because I forgot that just for a second. And put that to 64 so it's also the same. And that's for a reason that you might not immediately understand, but it all has to do with the fact that if I don't do that, you can actually see the sky behind it, and I don't want that. What I want is and that for that I need to create an empty object here, bakery. I will reset that to 000. I'll put in the bakery improvements and put in the bakery backgrounds with that as well. Place it correctly. Just sticking out here. Where am I wrong? Doesn't want to move a little bit. Just gonna make it like that so it just doesn't stick out. Basically, what I do this for, and you might wonder about that, is because I want this to be behind both my baker and the bakery, because of the simple fact that if I don't do that, you will see the sky through it. And obviously, a bakery is not open on the backside, it has a wall. And I don't want people to be able to just see through the entire building. I just want the baker to be in between us. So a little bit of pushing and pulling to put it in the correct place, but that makes sure that my baker, and I will put him on a different layer, so you actually, or a sorting layer, I would say, that you can actually be able to make sure that he's always there, because I can push him in between the background and the windows. So he will actually be inside the bakery. At least it will look like that. If you don't do that, and yeah, I can basically. And again, this is what I'm going to put in here is basically still um, um, not permanent. This is just somebody else who made these clouds, and I just copy them over to my project. So that's true. I just have some stuff that are growing over my head. Stuff that is growing over your head is never good, Half Moon. What is wrong? You want to talk about it? Do you need any assistance? Should we provide medical assistance? What is it? Do we need to trim it? We have clippers around here. We can trim it for you. Problems that are growing, stuff that is growing over your head needs to be trimmed. We can trim it for you. Or maybe Half Moon, we can help you pull it to pieces that are not going above your head. Your stuff that's growing over your head is called hair. Yeah, that's also true. Well, I don't know about if you saw that, but mine is starting to thin out here over my head. Maybe someday I will have to take it all off and look like what's that guy called again from Breaking Bad? Because when he cuts off his hair, he looks still pretty cool. I might be able to pull a look like that off. I don't think so though. Yes, Walter White. Hello, 1L. Is it 1L1IP Phoenix? And welcome to the chat. I hope you're having a great day. And yes, I meant Walter White. Just for having a little bit of a reference, I'm going to put in my backgrounds. I'm going to put that behind the ground and everything. Clouds, here's my clouds. Put you guys in here. Boom. That's a little low. Doesn't matter though. Where's the option? Um, Wrap mode. Repeat. Oh, there was another one. Where was that mode? Here. What did I do for that again? Clouds. Oh yeah. So sprite render width. Okay. 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 I can do that. And I have to do it here. Save. Yeah. Whatever. Sprite render. Open it up with. Where are you? Where are you? Oh yeah. Tiled. Oh, let's put it to 50. Something like that. I hope that is not so white for you guys as it is in my screen. Because if I look at that in the stream screen, Jesus, that is white. It doesn't even have any difference. But here's like a little blue and some color differences. Looks a little better here. So now I can show you what I mean. Because if I would turn off this layer, look, now the bakery would basically be in the clouds. Our baker would be there. So that's why I have this bakery background. So actually the baker can move in between the wall and the windows. So that's one of the reasons that I do that. Um, Definitely doesn't mean that anyone else should or needs to do that. It's just something that I found very nice. So I need to put in some more backgrounds. I have my, I'll just take them from here. Where is it? Sky. I think I need the sky. Apps and backend security. Backend security is so overrated. Just totally not true, of course. Who needs security? Just put everything open. Modeling and 3D graphics is also very nice. Gonna teach me one day how to do that because I know nothing about doing 3D. The only thing I did one day, I just opened up Blender and I figured out I understand nothing of this stuff. So obviously this is gonna have to go higher. 8, more or less. But then it's repeating. That's not what I want. That cloud's also a little higher. That looks better. But we're gonna probably remove them later anyway. If I could, I would have just left it. Backend security. You can. The only thing that probably happens is that people will not like you very much because you left the door open. Nothing else will happen. Just, they will just not like you very much for that. Especially the one who hires you to do that. So, but beyond that, I don't see a problem. The water in. So I'm not going to change much about this. I'm just going to get my grounds, my baker and my bakery, and move it all up. Yeah, something like that. Right. Here's fine. Luckily, it's my own project, so I am my own worst boss as well. Be like a lit. I am my own worst enemy. That I can sing, by the way. Not so great, but I can sing. So let's see if I can get that water reflection in here as well. It needed some things, and it's been a while, so I have to see what I need. I need a sprite render, the water. Here, water shader. I think that's a little harder to put in. I don't know if I can do that just like this. Use its own camera, water, camera. And basically, that's going to be reverted. Luckily, I can use an excuse if people see me talking to myself. I just tell them, don't listen. And it's a staff meeting. Yeah, how it works, right? Just tell them it's a staff meeting. What I usually do if I sit on the toilet very long. I just tell my wife, no, you cannot come in now. It's a staff meeting. Mhm. I need to know the top color so I can actually change the camera color. There we go. Okay, we're getting there. Mm, yeah, really, the water reflection is the one that I want to put in here. It's the toughest one to do, though. Let's see if I can do that a little quicker. I don't know if that's easy to do. Can try to just copy over my water shaders. Controller, assets, objects, shaders. There we go. Takes a while because I really do not want to write that shader again. That was quite a lot of work. So let's see if I can do that pretty easily. Um, where are shaders? Water reflection. A prefab there, water reflection. Put it in here. Position 000. There you go. Let's make it a little wider. Would be nice if I could see the width. Ah, there you go. The funny thing is that it has to reset itself. That's the thing that I keep having a little trouble with this shader. Because if you resize it, then it's okay, it works, but I have to click it to reset it to the correct space. But it's there. It works. I got my shader back in. I can probably play around with the color because I don't like this. Well, my girl would probably love this, but I think my color should be a bit more bluish. Water in Amsterdam is not that clean. What if we go dark on that? It's too dark, right? Actually, be more like a greenish color. Yeah, it is almost Christmas time again. It's a river. It's not an ocean. For now, let's keep it on this color. I had a different here. Color I had it here. Like grayish. I think that looked better, right? I think if we go that's basically what it was. Yeah, of course, a little bit with the refraction and the noising. Basically, more or less, we have what we had before. There's just one very important thing that I have to do here. My prefab here, my player, audio listen. There we go. And this basically makes sure that any audio that I put into my levels, I will be having the audio positional towards my character. And yeah, you already heard that before. And I think basically to answer your question that you had before, Diederik, I think it was you to at least, not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure. Gaia herself also has a circle, of course, of her audio that she can hear. And compared to combined with the audio that you hear from coming from the drawbridge itself, because that has an audio. Where is it? See it here, right? This circle already overlaps with Gaia. So Gaia is here, the circle overlaps. So you will hear that audio because she's inside the circle. You will hear it very softly, and when she gets closer, you will hear it louder. So that's how that works. And the only reason that I put it on the player because the camera is basically always going to be the same distance from any object because it doesn't move. It just stays in the same place. A little hard to explain, but that's the reason that that works because it's based the one on the camera is based on 3D space. It doesn't care about 2D space. The distance in 2D space is always the same. So yeah, that's it basically. I'm gonna have to look at this script again one day. I think I have a warning there that is not needed. I can probably get rid of. Anyway, I'm pretty happy with the results of this so far. Uh, I'm happy that we got now basically our scene back. There's still some stuff missing, of course, but hey, that's not very important right now. What I'm kind of curious of, though, is if I would ever get to that point here, yeah, it would look the same. Yeah, yeah, the sound was playing because it basically was inside the circle. Um, but yeah, I understand your confusion because I also thought at first that I might have not been in the circle yet, but then also, and that's what you see here very clearly, Gaia now has this audio circle also. So her circle is overlapping with the other circle, and because that's overlapping, you hear sounds. So I would not even know if you can change the circle on the audio listener anyway. I don't see any options for that. So I think the audio listener for the player is basically always the same. So the only reason that you hear something is that. um, Considering the fact that I've already been streaming longer than I normally do, I think I'm gonna soon call it quits. So I'm gonna have to see if there's anyone I want to rate today. Let me see. Or if there's anyone that you would like me to get to know, maybe another game developer that you say you should really just get to see this person stream, really nice and also probably nice for my viewers, then please by all means let me know. Then I will gladly go and rate that person. It is nice that I am live so long. You know what, you guys? I will promise you one thing. If I ever um, hit, well, let's say, how many subscribers should I say? 50 subscribers? If I hit 50 subscribers, I promise you guys, I will have a long day stream. I will even take a day off, and that day I will be streaming my entire work day. Basically, maybe with a break for the lunch if I have to, if I have my kids at home or whatever. But beyond that, I will be streaming. That's a promise. But for that, you need to get me. You guys need to get me to 50 subscriptions at least. Okay, so 50 subscriptions, I will find a long day to stream. Now let me get my wallet out. Well, if you have that kind of money, go ahead, have one. But you know what I always say, right? If you want to subscribe to the channel, by all means, if you can afford it, do it. Otherwise, if you have Amazon Prime and you can use that one, use that. Otherwise, don't donate, don't subscribe if you cannot afford it. I don't want anyone to get into trouble for my channel. I'm just a beginner streamer. I do my best. I hope I'm entertaining. That's basically all that I want to be. And I really want this game to get off the ground. So I really want to fund it somehow. So everything that, yeah, everything that you guys spend on the channel, spend on on me or give to me, that basically really will go into the game, because otherwise I will never be able to create it. It's too much to do it without it. So yeah, that's basically all I can say right now. Um, yeah, let's see. I don't see any suggestions of who to rate. I do know, of course, I could go to Irish John Games. Most of you guys have already seen him stream, Satellix as well. Another one that is very nice, but he's not a game developer, is the Coppinger. He's a guy, I think, from New Zealand or Australia. I'm not 100% sure. I followed him after I saw him stream for a charity, and he was streaming for 2 or 3 days in a row without stopping. He even streamed that he was in bed. I mean, you can go a little crazy, but yeah, that's what some people do. Practical NPC. I know him too. 2D jump and run a Godot. So yeah, of course I can raid him as well. No problem. There already has 34 people watching though, but that's fine. If you want to go and join him again, then here we go. Raid Practical NPC. Yeah, thank you, AZ, for being there today. And I hope that some people will download Call of Dragons, as you can see in the top left corner. If you want, I can also give you guys another time the link, so you can maybe download the game. It's free. You don't have to pay for that game. Just play it until you're at least city level 5. Join an alliance, and if you can reach city level 5, 11, that's even better. But 5 is already fine. If you hit it then and you think, what the fuck am I playing this game for? Fine with me. You're not playing it for me. You're trying to get some help for the channel. That's all you're doing with that. So without further ado, I'm going to start the raid, and then I'm going to check if I still have that link here somewhere. Yes, I do. So here we go, and have the link. So if you want to download this game, if you want to play it for me, just play it until you have had enough. Join an alliance, get at least level 5. If you do that, then you're already helping me a lot. If you get to city level 11, you're helping me even more. So have fun with the game. It's just really simple. I think I took an hour to get to level 5, so it's really not that hard. But have a good day, everyone, and let's go and see Practical NPC right now. Thank you very much for joining today. Bye.